right, what is going on, everyone? We are back with another episode of After the Game podcast. This time we are going to be talking about the NHL and our All-Star predictions. Just before we start, we just want to talk about our last video. There was some problems uploading, which is why it cuts off, but hopefully this doesn't happen this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going to jump right in, and we are going to be talking about the best in each team all across the NHL, who we think deserves to go to the All-Star, who we can see performing better in the future, captains for the division, and the strongest division. So Max, do you want to start us off?
All right. So basically, we'll just go team for team. We'll go back and forth here. We'll just do alphabetical order, and we'll talk about maybe our one or two best players from each team.
Okay.
So starting off with Anaheim, pretty obvious, I think, this year. It's got to be Troy Terry.
Okay.
And you could say Zegras, but he's only got like 10 goals, so I'd say he's very hard to get in as a rookie.
Yeah.
But I think Troy Terry definitely a lock for best player.
Personally, I'm not a very big fan of Troy Terry. Not Troy Terry, but Trevor Zegras. I just think he's like just when he did that wraparound assist and like everything he does, like he has to drop his jaw.
He's a very
it just pisses me off, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't like that too much.
Tortorella be like.
Yeah. But I would definitely say for Anaheim, it's Troy Terry. Guy gets almost a point a game, and he is honestly, he's just such a great player. He's really transformed the team, brought him into second in the Pacific, and you know what? I'd even throw in John Gibson because they're gonna need to have some goalies in Pacific, so I'd throw in John Gibson there.
Yeah, definitely a competitor for Demko, which we'll get to later.
Yes.
So next team up, we have Arizona. So. This is a tough one, actually. I'd have to go because in the All-Star game, every team must have one player so get all the fans there.
If that wasn't a rule, then there would be no Arizona player, there would be no Philadelphia player, and there would be no Montreal player.
Yeah, that is not debatable. So I think I have to put Clayton Keller maybe,
right,
or maybe Kaikren. Both of them have been average. I'd say they would be maybe competitive for a second line, third line on other teams.
Okay.
But as a first liners for Arizona, who are bottom of the league at the moment, it's hard to say, but I'd put maybe Keller.
Yeah.
Just had to take him.
Yeah, I'd say Clayton Keller. I mean, he's just he's a really good player. He's definitely doing better than he did in his rookie season. What I mean is he's advancing. You know, it's not just a one season wonder. And I don't know. I'd even throw in Louis Eriksson. I'd like to see that, you know. Who do they have?
Scoring some goals, but
yeah, but it is Louis Eriksson. So yeah.
Yeah. Next up will be Boston. They've got a couple. They haven't been that crazy this year, like they usually are pushing.
No, they are a bit of
team.
A disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love seeing Boston do horrible, but they are a bit of a disappointment for Boston fans and the league.
They just signed Tuukka Rask though, so they could be coming up better.
Yeah.
But I have to say Pasternak maybe. He had a very good game the other night. Got me a lot of fantasy points.
He scored a hat trick, I believe. Right?
I think 4 points. Yeah, 3 goals and an assist.
Okay, that's good.
So I think he's top 20 in the league points right now. So I'd have to put him. Other guys like Bergeron, McAvoy, Marchand.
I'd throw in Brad Marchand.
Marchand,
as much as I don't like him, it's like he is. I mean, he's
always
player,
solid.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's. I think I would throw in Pasternak and Marchand.
Yeah. So those two I'd say are debatable, but I think Pasternak definitely a lock for the All-Star game.
Okay.
Next up, Buffalo, another team which probably shouldn't have an All-Star.
Nope.
But I guess what would you say, Dahlin maybe?
Yeah, I said Rasmus Dahlin. I mean, I think, like who gives a shit about Buffalo at this point?
Yeah,
you know?
I honestly forgot they were a team this whole season. Unless the Canucks are playing them, I'd have no interest in at all.
Yeah, so Rasmus Dahlin, just throw him in there. He's kind of just a player you got to throw in, right?
Yeah. Next up, Calgary. A little bit different situation here. They've got some very good stars this year.
That's right.
My personal first choice would have to be Markstrom.
Okay.
I know Mangiapane has been playing really well too.
Right.
But
I would say Johnny Gaudreau.
Gaudreau,
okay. He has more points than he's played games, which is obviously great.
Right.
And Jacob Markstrom, he is a wonderful goalie. He's probably top 3 in the league, but he doesn't play every game, which sucks. But I throw in Markstrom or Gaudreau. I think that's good enough.
Yeah, I'd say Mangiapane as well.
Okay.
But they could have 2 or 3, I'd say. Those are good shouts.
Yeah, there's a couple teams that could have 2 or 3 for sure.
Yeah. Next up, Carolina. They've got a couple good. They're just a solid team in general this year.
Yeah.
Like they always are. But I got to go Aho, maybe Svechnikov.
Yeah, so I'd say Aho or honestly Freddie Anderson.
Right, yeah.
He's a great goalie.
At the start of the
because
season, I think, did he go like 10 straight wins or something? He went some crazy stat like that.
But obviously, he is a great goalie. And, his division's going to need a goalie. And I don't know, you don't play like Mackenzie Blackwood. Is he still even on New Jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't, people are saying he's the best goalie in the league last year or whatever, but
yeah,
no.
but
no
no,
chance.
I would say Aho or Anderson.
Yeah, so they could have one or two, I'd say.
Yeah.
Next up, we have, Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay.
Maybe Seth Jones?
Seth Jones, really? Okay, well, I would probably have to go Alex DeBrincat.
Okay.
He's pretty good. He puts up good points, and he always seems to get a point or two here or there,
That's a good shout. But they're another team where they probably don't really have a super all-star.
You could say Kane. They're going to want to throw in Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane probably will end up going there just for, like, always. He's there.
Yeah, he's a future Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's no debating that.
Yeah. So that one's probably an iffy one for players besides Kane.
Right.
Next up, we have Colorado.
Okay.
So they probably have the best offense in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I think they've scored like 5 7-goal games this year, which is insane.
Yeah.
And they're going to have 3 or 4 All-Stars, I think.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I think it has to be Rantanen. Rantanen's been playing really good.
Okay.
McKinnon has been kind of off this year.
But he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and
I think sometimes people forget, like, he's compared to McDavid at the end of the season. Not right now. He's
been injured the whole year. I think
COVID stuff like that. But yeah, you could throw him.
He's definitely a top 5 player, maybe top 3 in the league. So he'll probably make it if he's healthy. And Cale Makar, of course.
Oh yeah,
he's been insane this year. He scored a crazy goal last night, dangling through.
That's right.
And my 4th has to be Nazem Kadri.
Really?
Fourth place in points right now. 48 points.
Is he currently injured?
I'm not
because
sure.
I know he was injured. So maybe check if he is injured, because
he
I'm
might.
not 100% sure on that.
Well,
because we do have to keep in mind, like, if the All-Star game is tomorrow, McDavid isn't in it, right?
Yeah.
But so, I'd say if Nazem Kadri is healthy, now
he has to be,
he
I
could
think.
Be there, right?
48 points in 30 games played. So he has missed some games, but that is 18 points above, like, point per game.
Yeah, now listen, you named 4 players, huh?
Yeah, so I'd say 3 of them.
What if I named 5 players I think should go?
Who else?
Okay, so obviously you have Cale Makar, you have Rantanen, and you have McKinnon. Landeskog scored a hat trick the other night.
I forgot.
So you know what?
I totally forgot.
I would throw in them plus Kadri. You could I mean it won't happen.
Yeah, they could have a full 5.
All right, now
lineup.
here's a question. Someone can't go. Who is it?
Out of those 5?
Yeah.
I think I have to do McKinnon this year.
Really? Okay.
Just because
he's the captain, though. Really,
he's the captain. I know he's like top, really good player, but based on this season only, he's been the least best out of those 5.
Okay.
I think all those other 4, even though I forgot what's his name, Landeskog, they have been putting up great points, and they are favorites to win the cup. Right now, I'd probably predict them to go to the finals, maybe other than Vegas.
Right.
Really? Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I have to kick out McKinnon for if you had to take out one.
Yeah,
how
listen.
about you?
So this isn't just about the best player, right? I think that's one of the most important points. Is it's not the best player on the team that gets it. It's who wants it. So when voting, like if I was a Colorado fan voting, like, and I would want to see my captain go, So I think the person who misses out will probably be, if Nazem Kadri stays healthy, I think it'll be Landeskog.
Okay.
As well as he's done, it's like, I think you have to have McKinnon there. It's like, even if McDavid was having a season like McKinnon is having right now, he's still going to go.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that does it for Colorado.
Yeah, they've got a solid lineup, and I'm interested to see like who makes it out of those ones.
Yes.
Next up we have Columbus, another team that's kind of like iffy who's gonna go.
Columbus,
but they've been playing okay this year. They probably won't make the playoffs.
You don't think so? No,
probably not. They're in a tough division with Boston, Tampa, Toronto, etc. So I'd have to say maybe Domi, or maybe Boone Jenner, but I don't really watch them that much besides when they played the Canucks.
They don't really like headline or anything.
No.
The only headline I really saw was when they did choke to the Canucks. But that was obviously a headline against them.
That was a great comeback, but
yeah. So I'd have to say Domi. I think that's easy enough.
Next up, Dallas, a team who's been maybe overachieving this year.
Okay.
I'd say they've been playing better than they were like last year for sure. Maybe they could grab a wild card spot. They'll be competing with the Canucks probably for a wild
Yeah.
card spot. But I have to say Heiskanen. He's been always good in the past couple years
Yeah.
as a young defenseman. And yeah, I'm not sure who else. Who would you take?
I'd take Pavelski.
Pavelski?
I feel like
Okay.
he did score a hat trick.
I think he did.
Earlier. I think he did score a hat trick. So
Okay.
he's not their captain. No, that's obviously Ben. But no, I think Pavelski, as
Yeah.
old as he is, I think he's still got a little bit
He's got
left in
30
him.
points in 32 games, so pretty
great.
solid for a kind of NHL veteran.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe one or two of those guys maybe.
Okay.
Next we got Detroit. So very very surprising team this year,
Mm-hmm.
kind of similar to Anaheim, I'd say.
Yeah.
Some great rookies. I'd have to say Raymond probably
Mm-hmm.
will make it as maybe a rookie. You know, they always have a one rookie like Besser and Hughes went. They all did all the media about them and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's probably favorite to win the Calder. Maybe competing with Zegras.
Yep. Yeah, I'd have to say Bertuzzi.
Okay.
He's probably having the best year for a Detroit player.
Yeah.
Like as I think he can't be too old. He's probably like what, 23, 24?
Yeah.
I think like when you're playing for Detroit at 24, the best year you can have is the year that Bertuzzi is having, So and just, I also kind of shine on him a little bit just because he's obviously Todd Bertuzzi's nephew, I
Yeah,
believe. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say him. And listen, I think currently he might still be anti-vax.
I don't
So-
think he is.
No?
Like I don't think he plays
Because I know
Canadian.
he wasn't allowed to play against the Canadian teams.
Yeah,
Right?
because
So,
you need to be.
you need to be vaccinated
But
to
I
play.
think the All Star game is in Vegas, so
I know, but maybe the NHL says something like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we're cracking down on Omicron, so maybe
Yeah.
it's like either get vaccinated or don't play."
yeah, that'd be maybe smart to get someone vaccinated because
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to get political here, but we probably suggest we're more left.
Yeah.
Leftists over here for vaccination status.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess those are good choices. But one other name I'd like to shout out is a rookie defenseman, Mort Seider, the German.
Don't think I've ever heard that name.
Really? Okay. I've got him on my fantasy team, and he's picking up good points as a defenseman.
Is he?
I wouldn't say he's an all-star, but maybe we can watch out for him next year.
Yeah, maybe if it's something like they want another Detroit player,
Yeah, or someone pulls out, he could be like an extra.
Yeah.
Or so maybe that's one name to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure.
Next we have the Detroit. Oh no, we just did them.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Okay. I think it's easy enough, if McDavid is healthy,
Yeah.
him, and then obviously you have Draisaitl, so we can just move on from there.
Yeah, those two
they're
are.
locks. You kind of need the All-Star.
Of course,
for
they're
that.
the top two in points right now. They've been going crazy all year.
Yeah, there's no debating. it.
And I don't think they have anyone else. Their goalies have been under average.
No.
And
Nugent Hopkins is doing okay.
he's been okay.
But he kind of needs McDavid and
Yeah.
Draisaitl to survive, right?
Yeah, like
So-
players like Zach Hyman are almost there, but they're just kind of under the
Yeah.
line, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly.
So next we have one of the top teams, Florida.
Florida. Okay.
They just thrashed the Canucks easily last night as we're recording.
Yeah,
You could put their whole first line there maybe.
you could.
Bobrovsky has been playing crazy this year.
Okay.
As he should though with that contract.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'd have to put maybe Barkov, Huberdeau. Aaron Ekblad has been putting up good points. He's top 5 defenseman points.
Is he? Wow.
Yeah, so that's who I would take.
Okay.
Maybe 3 players from them.
Yeah, so I'd take Barkov, Huberdeau, and their defenseman Uyghur.
Yeah, he's a good shout
He's pretty
too.
good. Yeah, I don't. I'd throw in Bobrovsky as well.
Yeah.
I don't know about Ekblad, but
Yeah.
well, no. You know what? If I'm gonna have Uyghur, I have to have Ekblad.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, okay. Those are probably my 3 or 4 that I'd take.
All right, that they're a very solid team, probably a cup favorite right now. We move on to the LA Kings.
LA Kings.
Probably not a playoff team.
No, I think they're just kind of hanging on.
Yeah, but they've been kind of carried by Jonathan Quick this year.
Yeah.
So he could make it, but there's some very good goalies in the Pacific. So
Yeah. So if I mean, I don't want to spoil our other talks in the Pacific Division, but we already mentioned Markstrom and we already mentioned Gibson.
Yeah.
So if by chance one of those guys is, he has Omicron or he's injured or something, or he just doesn't want to go,
Yeah.
then I guess I won't spoil anything else. But I guess you could throw him in there. You
Yeah.
could throw in Quick or even Yafalo.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And then we've also got Demko to talk about too. So
Yeah, so
they're
that's
stacked.
who I was trying to.
Okay,
for
sorry.
Vancouver.
Hey.
Anyways, let's move on.
We'll say we'll go to Minnesota here, who's been maybe surprising this year. They've been probably going to be making the playoffs.
Yep.
Kaprizov probably a lock, I have to say.
Yeah, he's great. I would my pick would be Kaprizov.
He's their leading point scorer. I think he's top 20 in the league right now.
Yeah.
And maybe Matt Dumba, but I haven't been crazily excited to watch this team. They're just kind of solid everywhere.
I mean, Kaprizov is a great player, but they don't have 5 great players that just destroy every team they play. So yeah, I'd say Kaprizov. I don't know about Dumba. I mean, if I'm correct, he scored against Vancouver in their home opener.
I think so, yeah.
I think he scored the winner.
Yeah.
But just my pick would be Kaprizov.
Okay, yeah, that's I think that's a very popular choice.
Okay.
So we'll move on to Montreal. Maybe a team that probably shouldn't have any All-Stars, but by the rules they should have at least one.
Yeah, we said this in the start of the video. Montreal does not deserve to go to the All-Star game. No one has played well. But, my choice would probably be Tyler Toffoli.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like he isn't having a great season, but, maybe he could do okay at the All-Stars.
Yeah.
Throw him in there.
Probably him or maybe Suzuki, but Suzuki only has 25 points right now.
Which is just garbage.
Yeah, and he just signed a new contract, I think, and it's crazy for a team to come from the finals to be this bad.
Are they second last? I think so.
I think
I can check the standings.
Yeah, you pull up the standings.
Okay. So obviously can I find the whole thing? No, it doesn't show me the overall here, but they're definitely bottom of the Atlantic, which just makes sense.
They will not be making the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because usually these cup final teams, the teams who lose, maybe the teams who win, they usually kind of go out in the first round the year after.
Yeah.
But this team, they just went downhill. And
I mean, you haven't played with your captain. You haven't played with Carey
Yeah,
Price,
that's true.
And,
that's true.
What's his face literally went to Tampa Bay. So
yeah,
yeah.
It's just been a failure, and they also fired their GM, so they have no GM right now.
Yeah.
So kind of disaster of a season, and they'll be definitely looking to rebuild as soon as possible.
That's right. You know what? You know who you could also throw in there? Brendan Gallagher.
Okay.
I know he hasn't been having a great season, but he's a little bit of a fan favorite. So yeah, I'd say Toffoli or Brendan Gallagher.
Yeah, because they got to take one, so we'll see who it is.
Yeah.
Moving on to Nashville, another solid team this year.
Okay. My pick would definitely be Roman Josi.
Me too. I was about to say.
Great defenseman, and you could throw in Forsberg there.
Forsberg has been good. I think he's got almost 20 goals now.
Yeah.
So very solid player there. And I was about to say Josi probably a contender for the Norris.
Yeah.
I probably won't say he'll win it. I'd say
I can't see him winning it.
But he's probably a top 3, top 5 defenseman in the league at the moment. And I was at the Canucks game, and he was the one guy I noticed who was better than almost everyone on the ice. He's huge, he's solid, and he's a great player.
He's a little bit experienced as well.
Yeah.
Now, if I can throw in one more player in Nashville, I'd say Matt Duchene.
Yeah, he's been playing
Duchene's
good.
pretty good. So,
He's been getting me great points for my fantasy this year.
Yeah.
He's finally playing towards that big contract of his.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice to see that.
Okay.
And we'll move on to New Jersey. Maybe not a very solid team this year.
No.
They've been hit by injuries, but of course everyone will say Jack Hughes. But to me, Jack Hughes, he's still not there. He's still not at his 100%.
No, but he did sign that new contract. If I'm correct. So I don't know. Maybe his all-star.
I think
game,
he has to go because who else would you take?
You could.
Doogie Hamilton, I forgot he was even on there. Yeah, exactly.
PK Subban has been horrible for at least the past 3 years, but at least he's like everyone loves PK Subban.
It's hard for me to name 5 New Jersey Devils players, to be honest.
I can name 4.
Yeah, so
and we named everyone except for Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah,
I don't think I could name another.
They're probably one of the most boring teams in the NHL, besides Jack Hughes, who's pretty good and he scores some good goals.
Yeah, but is it just a bad team that makes him look good?
Yeah, maybe. He's probably if we put him on another team, if say that we put him on the Canucks, I'd say he'd be a second liner or even third liner maybe. I don't think you could crack the top line. So
no. But yeah, I mean, maybe next year's his year.
Yeah, he's
Right?
getting better.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, moving on.
To the Islanders.
Islanders.
Who's
I'd have to go my local boy Barzal.
Yeah.
You know, Islanders, another team who did very well in the playoffs, and now they are horrendous.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They've
I'd
been
have to
hit
go
by
with
injuries a
them.
lot, but still, they've got some good players and good defense and good goalies,
Yep.
and they've just crashed down.
But yeah,
Um,
my pick would be local boy Matt Barzal.
Yeah, have to take Barzal. I don't think I could name anyone else. Like I know some players, but I don't know who's been playing well in that team this year. So yeah, I had to take Barzal.
Okay.
Moving on to the other New York team, the Rangers, who've been definitely better than the Islanders this year. I'd have to take Adam Fox, who's probably going to be a top 2 for the Norris for the defenseman this year.
Yeah, I would take Adam Fox and Artemi Panarin.
Panarin has been playing
I have
well
on my fantasy team, and I mean he's amazing.
Yeah, he scored a great goal last night, I think.
Did he?
Sniped whoever the goalie was.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, but
yeah, so I'd put 2 for the for the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could debate Zibanejad maybe, but they're in a very tough division, so I'd say like Zibanejad maybe would be an extra if they had to take
if someone pulls out, I guess.
Yeah. Move on to the Ottawa Senators.
Ottawa Senators.
Who
Okay.
probably have been maybe above average for what we expected.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'd have to take maybe Kachuk, maybe Josh Norris.
Yeah, I would even say I would throw in Drake Batherson.
Yeah.
You know,
They had some good young talent.
It's weird because like we named 3 players there. You could even, this is kind of stretching it, but you could even throw in Shabbat.
Yeah.
You know, so we just named 3 players including Shabbat. But obviously, like sometimes we only named 1 for Minnesota. We named Kaprizov.
Right, and they're a playoff team.
But Kaprizov is such a level above him because all these Ottawa guys are like they're on the same level, but they're on a very low level.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true.
So yeah, I would. Yeah, I think you gotta go Kachuk.
Yeah.
You know? Because there's always going to be the good player that should have gone but didn't, and I think it'll be Batherson or Norris.
Yeah, those guys are definitely fun to watch for the next couple of years. I bet they'll be getting better.
Hopefully.
Moving on to the Flyers, another team who have been atrocious.
Yeah.
Giroux is injured right now.
Is he?
I think he's out for a couple months. So
that was my pick.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think. Yeah, he got injured like
Hart?
a couple days ago. Carter Hart. I don't think I could give it to him. He makes like good saves, but then he'll let in like the worst goal you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So he's a shaky goalie. Yeah. I just remember watching the Canucks game. The guy, I think Pettersson scored from behind the net on him. Shot it.
Yeah, I
like,
think it was 4-0 that game.
Yeah.
Or something, wasn't
Yeah.
it? That was like their first win of the season, I believe.
Yeah.
But so who would you go then?
I don't know.
Because
maybe like Atkinson, one of their newly acquired players.
Yeah.
But I would have to take Giroux, but he's injured right now. So personally, I don't know. They're a tough team to choose.
Yeah, probably Atkinson. I feel like Rasmus Ristolainen, and he's okay.
Yeah, I'd drop
Ryan
him.
Ellis, Kevin Hayes, all those guys are just kind of you know. So yeah, I would probably go Atkinson. I think.
Yeah, I think that's basically the kind of default choice now that Giroux's injured.
Exactly.
So moving on to the better Pennsylvania team, which is Pittsburgh. They've got a couple options now. Personally, I'd have to argue for Jari. Jari has been playing really well.
Yeah, he would be my pick. If I were to have to pick someone from Pittsburgh, it would be him.
Yeah, he's carried their team without Crosby.
Yeah,
they've got Crosby now.
Crosby's back now. So and you know he's one of the greatest players of all time.
Oh yeah,
so
he'll be there.
You know, of course he'll be.
I think he's been in it every year when he's not injured with the concussion usually.
Yeah,
but
I'd say Jari and
Chris
Crosby.
Letang has been putting up a lot of points.
Yeah,
but he's kind of under the radar. So that's a debatable one, but I think Crosby for sure, and probably 75%. I'd say Jari.
I mean, they do need a goalie, right? So you're not. So you could play Anderson and then Jari. Maybe. Maybe you could throw in Shesterkin. Yeah, for their division, I'd say that.
Yeah,
that sounds right to me.
Okay, yeah. Moving on to San Jose.
San Jose, okay. I would have to say for San Jose, probably Hurdle.
Hurdle, I'd say Hurdle or Meyer.
Yeah.
I'd say one of them.
They're really like, I know they're a couple points ahead of us, and they did just beat Detroit, but like they're
kind of a boring team.
Down.
Yeah. They're
slowly, like I think they kind of hit their peak like 2016, 2017.
Exactly.
Ever since then, they've just gone straight
they
down.
signed Carlson and Burns to huge contracts, and they have no room. And now they've got terrible goaltending with like was it Aaron Dell?
Yeah.
I don't even know who that. He might have been traded from last year. I don't even know. But yeah, they're kind of a boring team, so I have to pick Hurdle. Probably for me, I'd take Hurdle.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Kraken. Another kind of bad team, but I'd say they're doing kind of average for what we expected from that team.
Yeah.
So I'd have to put maybe Eberle. Brandon Tanev was playing kind of okay, but he did get injured. So
my picks would actually be McCann.
Okay.
McCann. I think he's there. He's got the most points. So
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
yeah. So either McCann or this doesn't even feel right saying it, but Mark Giordano.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like he did just get off injury, and his agent's already talking about bringing him back to Calgary. But
yeah.
He's a veteran.
He'd be an extra choice for me, I'd say.
Yeah. There's a lot of other defensemen you can pick in the Pacific Division that don't have to be Mark Giordano. So
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Move on to St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Who've been pretty solid this year.
Yeah. A bit surprising, if I might say.
Because they kind of got smacked in the ass by the Canucks in the bubble, and they did not look very good from a cup-winning team.
Yeah.
So they've lost Pietrangelo, but they look pretty good with Buchnevich, who'd be my pick maybe.
Okay. I would say Tarasenko.
Tarasenko's been playing really well.
Or David Perron.
Yeah, Perron has been one of the most underrated players, I'd say.
Yeah, they were kind of doing well at the start of the season. They kind of started to drop recently, but
I watched the outdoor game, and they looked really good. I think they scored 5-6 goals. I think Kyrou got 5 points. He looked really good, but I wouldn't say he's an all-star.
No.
But yeah, they're a definitely solid team.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
Moving on to one of the best teams, we've got the Lightning.
Okay.
Who,
shit, you could throw in their whole team there.
Yeah.
You could throw in the whole roster. But if I were to go 3 players, I'd have to say Steven Stamkos.
Yeah.
Andrei Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
And I know he did just come off of injury, but he is one of the best players. Nikita Kucherov.
Yeah.
Kucherov just got 3 goals last night. He scored a hat trick.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. I have kept him on my injury reserve all season long. He was my number 1 pick, and he got injured 2 games into the season. But listen, it paid off, and he's already got so many points. And it's Kucherov. It doesn't just matter what he's done this season. It kind of, when it comes to the All-Stars, kind of matters what they've done in the past as well.
Yeah.
So you could be a one-season wonder.
He is an All-Star.
Yeah, exactly.
If he wasn't injured this year, he'd probably be top 5 points right now.
Yeah, and I think, he might be able to catch up. He'll definitely crack top 20.
Yeah, probably.
Because we're not even halfway through the season.
Yeah, they've got about 50 games.
Yeah,
probably left.
Yeah, something like that.
So
yeah, I would have to say, repeating it, Stamkos, Vasilevsky, and Kucherov. How about you?
Yeah, I'd have to say those 3. You could say Hedman maybe.
Okay.
But he's been kind of falling off a little bit, but he's still really good.
No, he's still a Norris contender.
Oh yeah. But I probably would say he's not top 3 defenseman anymore.
No, but he's a contender for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the Toronto Maple Leafs, who've been playing really well this year. Hate to say it, but probably Matthews for sure.
They're going out in the first round. Let's not deny it.
We'll all be waiting for that to happen.
So I'd say Matthews, and let me throw in Jack Campbell there.
Yeah, he's been playing really well on my fantasy team. I think you dropped him at the start of the season.
I did.
And I'm glad you did.
He was injured. I think he was injured.
He did get, I think he got COVID. He missed like 3 weeks, but he's been playing really well recently and probably a contender for the Vezina.
Yeah. Just to clarify, though, it's okay. I have Saros and Markstrom on my team, so I'm not too mad about losing Campbell. But yeah, so Campbell and Matthews.
Yeah. I don't know who else. Like Marner hasn't. He's been okay.
He's out currently because he's on my team as well. But I wouldn't throw in him.
Yeah, no. He's been kind of average this year, so he's still a great player, but probably not an all-star. I'd say this year.
Yeah, I think Matthews and Campbell is solid.
Yeah. So we've move on to the Vancouver Canucks, our favorite team.
This is what we've been waiting for.
So yeah, this was we thought about these picks for a while.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, because they. About maybe 3 weeks ago, we wouldn't have been talking about this. We'd be kind of saying they deserve no one, but they've now
3 weeks ago, I would say
Demko probably.
Yeah. Before Travis Green left, Demko was kind of just the key piece for him.
Yeah.
But so for me, if you let me say them,
Go for it.
I have 4 names. You know what? I'd throw in 5 names there.
Really?
These
Let's hear
aren't
it.
5 players that are going to the All-Stars, I think, but 5 players that you could throw in there. So, okay, first one I'm a little skeptical about because he hasn't had much time. He hasn't been in this form for all season long.
Okay.
Brock Besser.
Yeah.
You could do him for the shot competition.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, he's got an amazing
great...
shot. Quinn Hughes, one of the most underrated defensemen in the league.
Yeah, that'd be one of my picks for sure.
Yep. Thatcher Demko just got 3rd star in the the NHL.
He got first star of the week, I think 2 weeks or of the month, maybe the month before.
That's right. He's doing great under Boudreaux, except for last night. And JT Miller.
Yeah.
JT Miller, sure. I think he's tied for 9th in points.
Yeah, let's see here. He's 15th.
15th.
But,
but he's tied for 9th.
Yeah, but he has been he hasn't played any games in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I heard a stat that sounded crazy to me. I never processed this, but did you know that the Canucks have played 3 games in the last 25 days?
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's insane.
That's probably the reason why they looked a little bit rusty last night against Florida.
Yeah. But so those are my 4 names. And now for my 5th, Elias Pettersson. Because obviously he's having a tough season, but like I said, it's not just this season.
Yeah.
So, I think the 3 most likely are Hughes, Demko, and Miller.
Yeah.
If you want to throw in Pettersson, do it, but I think it's Hughes, Demko, and Miller.
That's who I would say too. I'd say JT Miller is probably a lock for it if they had to choose one team or one player.
And
I'd
that's
say,
your lock.
Well, maybe besides Demko. If we take away Demko.
Because is Demko going to be a starter in that?
I have a slight worrying thought that Demko might not make it because I think they'll definitely take Markstrom, who's probably been better overall.
Yeah.
Because he's had a more solid year with better defensive in front of him.
Is John Gibson out right now?
I'm not sure.
I think he might be.
He usually gets injured every year.
Yeah.
But the All-Star game is like a month away, so he probably will be back. But yeah, I have a slight feeling that Demko might not get it, but he probably will. Yeah. But there's a chance he might not with the solid goaltending around him with Quick,
right. Like,
Markstrom.
Everyone loves to say that Pacific's the worst division and whatever, but when it comes to goalies, they're probably the best. They've got Markstrom, they've got Quick, they've got Gibson, and they've got Demko. And look, if Seattle wants to be dicks about it, throw in Grubauer.
Yeah.
Like, he sucks, but
if
you could throw him in.
Grubauer on a good team is a good goalie,
yeah.
But when he's on an average team, he's probably the worst goalie
So
you've
watch
ever
him
seen.
have, like, the most amazing saves
of
the All-Star game because of this. Because he's on a good team now.
He probably would have made it last year, which he probably easily deserves, or doesn't deserve, because he's been carried by Makar right in front of him all year long. So, we'll get back to the Canucks here.
Okay.
Personally, I think Hughes will make it.
Okay.
Actually, it's hard. I think they're all almost locks. JT Miller, Demko, and Hughes. I think Hughes, actually, I'm going to switch. I'm going to say Hughes is my lock.
Okay.
Because the Pacific doesn't have great defensemen. Look at the California teams. They've got Doughty, Carlson. They're not great.
That's about it.
So I'd have to do those 3. And personally,
I think my lock would be Miller, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, but I'll say to you, Pettersson isn't going.
No.
I can't take him. I know what you mean by, like, he's an all-star. Like,
I think it's also just a fan bias.
Yeah. But I'd love to see him there, but I don't think he'll be there.
Okay. All right.
And we'll move on to the Vegas Golden Knights.
Vegas Golden Knights.
Who've been kind of, I'd say their all-stars have been in and out all year. Like,
I think Mark Stone is their lock.
Probably,
you can throw in Pietrangelo.
And they are the home team, so they probably will have 3 players.
Yeah.
Definitely not Robin Leonard, who I'm surprised is having kind of an average year.
Okay, now this is a bit of a long shot, but what about Jack Eichel? Because I saw he was at the morning skate yesterday.
He's
almost
there. He's almost back.
You said it was in a month? What if you just have his first game as a Golden Knight
That would
the
be
All-Star
crazy.
game, right?
That would be interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not opposed to seeing Jack Eichel there. I'm
Yeah.
opposed to seeing Jack Eichel on Vegas when he's scoring a hat trick on my team and losing my chance of making the playoffs. But for now, like, yeah, sure, I'd like to see Pietrangelo, Mark Stone, and Jack Eichel.
Yeah, those would be my picks. You could argue for Pacioretty, but he's been injured half the year
injured right
almost.
now.
Yeah, so I can't really take him.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to two teams left. We got Washington, who've been really good this year.
Yeah, I mean, as usual. So let's just skip it. Ovechkin, obviously.
Easily.
And let's throw in John Carlson. He's a bit older. He's not the best defenseman in the
Yeah.
league, but he's still up there for Norris.
He is, yeah. He puts up a lot of points as well, so he's great two-way player. You can make a case for TJ Oshie, who's been playing pretty good.
No,
Really?
I can't. I had that guy on my fantasy team. He was injured half the year so far.
Okay.
He came back, and now I think he's injured again.
Okay.
He has played like 16 games, and we're talking 4 goals and 4 assists.
Okay.
I think. Can you fact check me there?
I will look at it.
Because I had to drop him. I was just like, are you kidding me? This can't be real. I mean, he's
All
older.
right. Okay, yeah, he's got 13 points in 17 games.
Okay.
So
Not great.
Maybe
Not
that
horrible.
was a wrong choice by me. He's pretty good, but he is very injury prone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he probably won't. He definitely won't be there.
No. All right.
So we've got our last team. We've got the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah. I think lock is definitely Scheifele.
Scheifele, yeah.
And let's throw in Kyle Connor.
My lock would be Kyle Connor. He's on my fantasy team, and he, let's see here. He is in.
He's high up there, isn't he?
He's got a lot of goals.
Yeah.
He's got 19 goals, 16 assists, 35 points in 33 games.
Okay.
So he's 23rd ranked, but the guys ahead of him have played 5-6 more games.
Okay.
But yeah, he's my lock. He scores almost every game. But yeah.
So in Winnipeg's division though, they don't have a great goalie. Well, no, sorry, I'll take that back because they have Vasilevsky and they have Jack Campbell. So never mind. But yeah, so I think that
in Central?
Yeah.
This is Winnipeg.
Sorry, what am I saying? Okay. So I don't know why I said that. I just have them I have the teams grouped together. I didn't space them out. But
yeah, Hellebuck could.
You know what? Put him behind Fleury. Because it's Fleury, right?
You're right. We forgot to talk about Fleury for Chicago.
Yeah, so
because Central doesn't. Like, they've got Cam Talbot from Minnesota.
But
St. Louis has Binnington, who I don't want to see him at the All-Star game. Screw
racist.
that guy.
Yeah.
And who else? They've got Dallas, who's good. Holtby, who's been playing good.
No, I'd say it's definitely has to be Fleury, and then in backup you got Hellebuck.
Yeah, so that's pretty solid. I think that's pretty good for each team. We agree on most of them.
Yeah. Let's go on to captains now. So for starting with the Atlantic, let's work our way down to the Pacific. So Atlantic, start me off there. Who's your captain?
Atlantic is the one with Tampa, Montreal, right?
Yes.
Just to make sure. I always mix them up.
I've got it opened here.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Atlantic's a little bit difficult one. You could say one of the Tampa Bay players. Maybe Vasilevsky, but I know they won't give captain to a goalie.
No, I want to see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Who would you take? I'm not too sure.
I would go
Huberdeau, yeah, actually
so.
that's a solid shout.
Yeah. Huberdeau, Kucherov is probably my favorite player and the best player in the division. But he's been out half the year, like I said. He just got back a couple games ago. So no, I'd say Huberdeau.
Okay,
is my choice. Maybe Barkov, but
okay.
Huberdeau is the captain of Florida, if I'm being correct.
Yeah,
right?
who's probably the best team in the league right now.
Yeah. So you're cool with Huberdeau?
Yeah, I'll gladly take that.
All right, let's move on to Metropolitan.
Metro. This one's difficult too. They've got some good players. You could say Crosby. You could say Ovechkin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I think I might take Ovechkin.
Okay.
Because just the other teams in that division aren't very good. Like they've got Panarin, who might be a shout.
Yeah, but the thing is it's not the best player, right? It's Panarin as no, Panarin's not even better than Ovechkin right now.
No.
So I would have to say
I'd
Ovechkin.
take Ovechkin too.
Okay. All right, moving on now to the Western Conference.
Yes.
Central Division. Who do you have?
Ooh. You could say Kaprizov. You could say Kyle Connor, but he probably isn't going to be it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'd have to go with Kaprizov because
Wow.
they don't really have any other superstars, in my opinion. Like
Okay.
St. Louis,
the
Dallas.
Avalanche, the Avalanche is in
Oh,
Central.
yeah, I forgot about that
I was
much.
like,
Okay, yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah.
I think Rantanen. If not Rantanen, it'll probably be Kaprizov.
Okay. I'm gonna go Roman Josi.
Oh, that's a good shout too.
Yeah. I think he's definitely up
Yeah.
there. So yeah, I'd say Roman Josi. And who are you taking?
Actually, I might switch to Cale Makar.
Okay.
He's a good shout, I'd
All right.
say.
He's very young, but
Very young, but yeah, I think he's definitely on the same level as Yossi for being the captain of the division.
okay.
If they were to do the teams or whatever. But yeah, that's a tough one. Definitely a good debate there for Makar versus Yossi.
All right. Now home division. Pacific.
Pacific.
What do you have?
So I think it's pretty obvious that McDavid or Draisaitl are top two.
Okay, let's just get rid of them.
Let's
who,
do
who
it.
would you like to see?
Yeah.
Because I think if McDavid is healthy, it's McDavid.
Yeah.
If McDavid is not healthy, it's
Draisaitl.
Draisaitl.
Yeah.
So who do you have?
Well, like the Canucks players, I say they're just not at that
Yeah,
level. You could say Markstrom, but goalie probably won't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough question. You could say maybe because you could argue is Quinn Hughes maybe the third best player in the Pacific Division right now. Because the Flames guys, they're all kind of solid around. Like Goudreau, Mangiapane, they're not really superstars.
All right, now I got one thing that is 100% going to change your mind.
Okay.
Mark Stone. It
Mark
is
Stone, right.
100% Mark Stone.
Yeah.
Because it is in